The original charge of driving while intoxicated, what are we going to pursue in this case?
Judge, in this case, the state, I believe, yes, we're amending the information to add a count 2 of obstruction of highway, and then waiving and abandoning count 1 and proceeding solely on count 2.
All right. Is it Romo or just Romo?
Just Romo.
Romo. All right. Ms. Romo, before we proceed, let's discuss, first of all, 5 basic rights and protections that you are afforded. First of all, you have the right to remain silent. That means you do not have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit written paperwork with your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. That's the right to remain silent. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial. That's where you and the state would select 6 people from a pool, a random pool of people that would hear the evidence, see and hear everything that would be presented, and determine whether the state has proven you guilty beyond reasonable doubt. That's the right to a jury trial. You understand you have that?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to confront witnesses. That means if you go to trial, you and your attorney would have the right to cross-examine, question, or challenge any witness who would testify. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Also, you have the right to appeal. That means you yourself or your attorney, or you, both of you together, could demand that a higher court review the official record in this proceeding, review the evidence, the information, testimony, everything, for whatever challenge you wanted to make. That's called the right to appeal. You have to follow the rules and the right forms and the time limits that are involved. You understand you have the right to appeal.
Yes, sir.
You and the state also have the right to demand that this hearing, this proceeding be done in the open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing that. We're doing it instead by video conference. And that, in order to do that, you and the state both, because you both have the individual right to do so, to make that demand, you and the state have the right to make that demand, and in order to do it, you have to consent to the video conference. No, we're doing it by a computer like we're doing. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, there are papers, documents that you have reviewed with your attorney, Ms. Kerala. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Among the papers that you reviewed, there's 2 papers, yours and that of the state, that say that you both consent to video conference. Did you review those and did you sign your own?
It was made available to me, the videos, but I didn't watch them.
No, I'm talking about the agreement that you don't need to, you're not demanding this be done in the open courtroom. You're saying you agree to do this like we're doing here on the video conference.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, you signed that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you saw that the state signed their own?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Kerala, are you satisfied that the state has in fact complied with Article 39.14 on giving you full discovery in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you and the state signed that document, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, there. Then Ms. Romo, there's a document that talks about, it's got 15 different numbered sections. It talks about what you're being charged with and how you're going to plead. State, what is she going to plead to?
That she's pleading to obstruction of a highway.
Okay, and you're making a motion to amend the original complaint and information to do that. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
And you're adding the obstruction, and you're asking the court to grant that motion. Defense, is there any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
There being no objection, the state grants the motion to amend and proceed with the obstruction of a passageway, highway, or waterway. And also the defense, you waive the 10-day waiting period on the amendment?
We do, Your
Yes.
Honor.
All right, so that is granted and it is part of the record. Now, Ms. Romo, just for the record, you need to understand that you're no longer charged with DWI. Your attorney has gotten the agreement that you are charged with obstruction of a highway, which is a Class B misdemeanor. Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, to that charge, before we do that, did you, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you see in all these papers that I don't have to accept this deal? I don't have to agree with any of it. I
Yes,
can
sir.
reject it, and I can also give you a punishment that's greater than what you agreed to. But if I reject your deal or give you a punishment that's greater than what you agreed to, then the law would allow you to start all over. Did you know and understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So to the charge of obstruction of a passageway, highway, or waterway, how do you plead, ma'am?
Non-contestant?
Okay, no contest. A no contest plea in this court is taken as a guilty plea, and I could find you guilty. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I honor the agreement that you have made with the state. I find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, including your own plea, but I do not find you guilty. Instead, I am granting you deferred adjudication. State, tell us for the record, what is the punishment that there is an agreement on?
Judge, in this case, the agreement is a $500 fine plus court costs, 12 months deferred adjudication, DWI education, the victim impact panel, TAP evaluation, 48 community service hours, and ignition interlock for half the term.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Shirala?
Yes, sir.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Romo?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court approves the agreement that's been reached. You are fined $500 plus court costs. Your sentence, pardon me, you're granted 12 months deferred adjudication. You are to complete the DWI education program in good faith, the victim impact panel. You are to submit to the TAP evaluation and the recommendations made therein. You are to complete 48 hours community service restitution. You shall have the ignition interlock monitoring system installed in your vehicle for 6 consecutive months. What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I'm a server and bartender at a restaurant.
And what do you normally make in a month?
In a month, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000, just depending how busy or how slow it is, or if they put me in the mornings or the nights.
All right. Do you have children that you support?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have any outstanding large debts?
Just for school.
What do you owe for school?
For school, 23,000.
Oh. Okay. Anything else other than school?
Just like normal, like card
Your
payments, and that's it.
Regular. All right. But you do have a $23,000 debt. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Be aware that on deferred adjudication, if you fail to live up to the conditions of supervision, and by the way, the condition will be read to you, you will sign them, you'll have a copy put in your hands. If you fail to live up to them or refuse to live up to them, you violate them, then the state can ask me to bring you in for a hearing, at which time, if the evidence supports it, I can go ahead and enter a finding of guilt that'll follow you the rest of your life. the deferred, if you do everything you're supposed to, 100% of the conditions, then the case gets closed and you're not even convicted of the obstruction. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If you're in fact put me in a position where I feel that I have to convict you, then you'll be looking at the full range of punishment. The fine $0 to $2,000 and jail from 0 days to 180 days. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, it concerns me that you're a server at a restaurant because I mean you'll be serving alcohol, I'm sure. Am I correct? Or am I right?
Yes, sir.
Am I right or am I
Both.
correct? All right. Be aware of that, ma'am, please, okay?
Yes, sir.
Be careful with that. All right. The supervisory fee will be $29 a month.
Thank you, Judge.
All righty. Questions, Ms. Romo?
I don't believe so.
Question, Ms. Shirada?
No, sir.
Or Kurata, I'm sorry. Ms. Pollard?
Nothing from the state judge.
All right. Then Ms. Romo, you are ordered to come into County Court of Law number 5, the offices. You are to have your thumbprint placed on the documents that are required by law. In addition, you will wait here right now and be placed in breakout with Ms. Maricela Luna. She's called a court liaison officer. She's going to instruct you and guide you into getting into the probation side of this, getting it done, or getting into it and then getting it done. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then this concludes this particular hearing. Thank you for your time and courtesies, Ms. Kerala,
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Pollard,
Thank you, Ms. Pollard.
my
Thanks.
coordinator, Ms. Garcia. She's taking a beating, and so is Ms. Pollard. Thank you both for your hard work.